Hola, fire signs. Welcome to Foolish Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for your likes, shares and subscribes. It's all good stuff. It helps build the channel and yeah, it just helps keep things moving along as they should be. Okay, so I'm going to do something slightly different this month. I am combining, I'm doing element readings, so the fire signs are together. So we have this card will be for Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Okay, so and it's just something I'm trying out. Sometimes it works better for me to pick up on the element energy first and foremost, and then go in and do like a little individual, get a little bit more detail on the individual signs as I'm going along. So yeah, this reading will be for the collective of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's not going to resonate with every single fire sign out there, so please use your discernment when viewing this video. Happy birthday to all my Leos out there. I've done a separate reading for you, which you'll be able to find on my channel, so go ahead and check that out if you so wish to do so. Other than that, let's crack on. The overall energy, before I started the reading, I done a mini read. I like to get into the energy first, and I was feeling like there was an activation going on with you guys of a very subtle sort of activation of accepting people's flaws, or maybe not being too asked about them or too concerned, like it's not really affecting you as much as it could have been previously. You know, sometimes we pick up on other people's energy, and without knowing it, the dynamics of others really impact on our own life, and we start to shift and change and meld ourselves around that. In this month, the month of August, I feel there is like I say, an activation, a subtle energy that you are more aware of yourself, perhaps, and you might just be paying attention to that. With this Two of Swords and the Ace of Cups in reverse, I feel like this is the awareness of, this is the awareness of what's been, like how you see it on the flip side. You see like how you've internalized other energies or other people's actions, or it's not so much the Ten of Wands energy where you're taking on other people's stresses, or you're taking on responsibilities that you shouldn't. It's more, like I say, it's more the awareness of the dynamics. You're just becoming more aware of dynamics in relationships, in environments, and yeah, that's quite, I mean, it's good to be an observer for sure, in any sense. So Aries, we have the Knight of Cups. So this could be how you're wanting to move forward with this awareness. It could be slightly, I don't want to say challenging, but you could be more, it's not that you are aware of it, but you're still like, oh, it might be slightly conflicting for you. See how he's looking back, but the horse is looking forward, and you're like, I think you might be still in the middle of feeling like conflicting. Like, I know it could be slightly, like I say, conflicting for you. Not like to the point where it's, it's awful, and you feel like when things change and things change, and we don't want those changes to change stuff, basically. It's not so much that deep. It's just more like, oh, well, I kind of know, I know, basically the horse knows how to move forward which could be, that could be represented in the intuition with the water in the cup. And the water represents intuition and emotion, subconscious and stuff. So on some level to move away from past dynamics that might have been, they just might have affected you a bit more, but it's maybe a little bit bittersweet, okay? And we'll just say it like that. So for our Leos, we have a Jupiter or the Hierophant in other tarot decks. So this is you really feeling in your it's like you're in, even though he looks a little bit bored, a little bit miffed off, he's really, it's like the sovereignty in this knowledge or in this subtle change. You feel like you are, I don't know, I feel like you've embodied it a bit more. You've embodied it, and you are maybe a slightly, you're able to you've perhaps started to structure your life in a way that is, you started to restructure your own life in terms of, and not putting others, it's not that you're not putting others first, or you're not taking others into consideration, but it's just like, again, it might be, I feel like there is a slight awkwardness, okay? A slight awkwardness of the realization of, okay, this, it's the awkwardness of integrating those changes, or, yeah. The awareness is there, and you kind of know, but it's putting that into practice, okay? You've started putting it into practice, I think. It's maybe tiny, like I say, this is quite subtle. It's the subtlety, and sometimes the subtle things are the hardest things to integrate, because, they're subtle, and you can't quite, it's nuanced, you can't quite explain it, you can't quite, you couldn't write down how to do this, but maybe you have started to integrate small little things into your life, or just, yeah, this awareness of like, oh, that person doesn't come, that person's been, I've been putting that person before myself, therefore if I don't do that anymore, now what? Like, it's just, when we have these realizations, it doesn't mean that we can be like, oh yeah, that's life sorted. It's not like that. It takes practice, and with the Hierophant or Jupiter being that earth quality, it's slow, it's a slower, you might even be sitting down taking a break from it. Right, so Sagittarius, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So again, earth energy, procrastination with this. This still might be in the, I don't want to say, it might be up in the ether for you still a little bit. Again, what I was saying before about it being very intangible, it's like you are, but I get the feeling you might be really, instead of, you still might be, but it's not procrastinating, but it's like you haven't, you could really do with doing experiments, trying little experiments in this, like shifting from like a little social experiment of how to understand this a bit more. I feel like on some level you don't quite understand, but you haven't quite taken it in just yet, or you are. It still might be in the realm of fun, or like you've noticed it, but it doesn't. The penny hasn't quite dropped just yet as how important this is. That's not going to resonate for every single one of you Sagittarius is out there, but I do get like there could be the scope for you to play around with that a little bit more and be playful and social experiments. Like, what happens if I, if I'm not this way in this environment, or if I just if I don't pay attention to that person so much, or if I I don't feed into somebody's how I should be in somebody else's life, how I have been, or I think there is scope for that. Let's get more information on this overall energy for the fire signs. The Magician. Yeah, so able to make more things happen with this. Queen of Cups energy. Jupiter or the Hierophant. Yeah, new start. And Sagittarius. Sorry, I'll tell you why I'm laughing in a minute. So the overall energy getting clarified with the Magician. So of course with this, I guess it's like a responsibility. The responsibility, and Spider-Man's like with great power or comes great responsibility, or whatever his uncle says to him. It's like this, this something has been switched on, and it's like that things can change, things can shift. This is more of like a shifting energy, and it's sort of once you realize the synergy of it, once you realize certain things, like I say, it's very subtle. It's not like all of a sudden you're pulling friggin' stuff out of nowhere. It's like it's a very subtle thing, which is unusual for a fire sign. It doesn't feel like super fast, or it feels more of a slower energy. It's like you're in the training phase of it overall. The energy feels like a training. It's a bit of a training ground at the moment. The clarification for the Queen of the Knight of Cups for Aries. The responsibility, the emotional responsibility of this might be, like I say, this might be a shift, a change with your parent, or this might just be you looking back and seeing how you've nurtured yourself, or how you just might say that you can be kinder. It's like you're being kinder to a person or a situation when you're not. When you're moving away from that, like I say, that could be that maybe manipulative energy, but there's a lot of manipulative energy out there. It's most often unintentional. Okay, so this is kind of you like cheesing to yourself of knowing that the deeper, the mothering, the nurturing energy is what needs to prevail, and it's not in the sense that it maybe has been before. Like I say, it's a shift. It's a shift away from what has been. Yeah. The Hierophant again. So you are in that sense of being able to construct, to build something new with this awareness, okay? And with that comes a new, it's like a renewal. I do feel like a renewal. Obviously the aces are all about potential, about renewal, but it's like you just able to be, it's like neutral. I'm getting like a neutral, there's a neutral thing coming through there. People might look to you as that neutral space now, that neutral person. You might have always been the neutral person, or people come to you and ask you for advice or whatever, but that might be more of a, it could be a business that you're building up on that, you know, as well. So it's like, it could be counseling. You might feel a certain, something where this quality is enhanced in you, where you are able to be not sucked in by people's bull, not sucked in, not manipulated, and you're just able to keep this to a bit, it's like I say, a neutral, it's very neutral. Sagittarius, you are like, I feel like you're a little bit, this made me laugh because I thought maybe you have started to play around and experiment with these, putting stuff into practice. And that's not a wrong way to go about stuff at all, because I think in general we could, as a race really, as the human race, could be a little bit more, it's like you in your head are being objective and experimenting, doing whatever you're doing to try and integrate this. It's not as smooth as some of the, you might not be at the stage where the other fire signs are at the moment, but it doesn't mean anyone's ahead or behind. It's not that, it's just in your way of doing stuff. You might be getting a bit of a rap for it, like a bit of a, people might be wondering, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you being weird? Or, that sort of, why are you being, what's going on with you? And you might feel a little bit defensive about it, a little bit like, ugh. But just know that is, you have to do it within your means. Okay, let's stay within our means. It doesn't have to be pushed to the absolute extreme, Sagittarius, if that might be a message coming out for someone in particular. It's like, it's subtle. I can't stress it enough. It's subtle. It's a subtle shift. Okay. Ooh. So the overall advice is the Strength card. Okay, so that is fantastic. See how she is being very subtle. She's being very subtle, and when I said it's a training ground, it is. It's like she's being very gentle and subtle, and she's not going toe to toe with the lion and trying to take it on and fight it, because essentially the lion is her and it's a part of her. This is something, like I say, it's an activation within you. So go tread gently, and whatever awareness you have at this point, just go slow and gentle with it. Okay. Let's get one more for seal it off with the elements card. So I like to work with the elements most. It's my favourite thing. It's my favourite thing. Communion. Okay, eagle. I've never had this card before. Beautiful. Yeah. It's like almost like the eagle's coming towards them, like, yes, this is, it's like almost like, when it's like the spirit animals come and talk to the Native Americans use animals as symbols. as guides. This is like perspective, and that is you're seeing things in a different perspective. And yeah, let's see what it says anyway, the communion card. $56. Whenever you experience a heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life, plant, animal, human, anything else, it is only then that you can truly feel how your life force is similar to the life force that is all around you. It is only a matter of difference in form. In essence, is articulated into the physical world in a multitude of ways that is the same in everything and everyone, although it manifests in various shapes and characteristics. The essence is spirit emanating from the core of all things. That's maybe what you're picking up on. Just, yeah. Communion with nature is essential for now. Take some time to do an open-eyed meditation with any nearby plant or animal. Relax your body as much as possible. Breathe consciously and keep your attention on the life form you are communing with. After a few minutes, you will notice a sense of boundaries dissolving, a melding of I and thou. You may even receive messages and impressions as if you find yourself in the flow of an unspoken communication. Yeah, definitely aware of something at the moment, fire signs. Yeah, so that's a nice little card to take the time to just be with that, and yeah, and not rushing, just paying attention and trying your best to integrate it, really. Okay, that's what I have for you this month. I hope that was useful, and yeah, I'll see you next month. Bye.